it's another glorious day here in the UK on lockdown. Hopefully everyone's staying safe and staying indoors and not taking unnecessary risk. So I thought today we'd just have a look at a couple of setups. So there's a bit of controversy. People have different attitudes about using rack systems, like you can see behind me there. Some of my setups are quite basic in the rack, but actually some of them are, you know, quite natural, and basically everything that you'd have in a vivarium they've got in there. So we'll go through the colubrids and the rainbow boas just to show you actually even in a rack some enclosures can look quite nice. Right, so that's blossom put away. Let's go and have a little look at some enclosures. So this is more of like a basic setup, so just paper. Normally I use totally plain paper, but I've run out at the moment, so I'm using newspaper, water, hide. It's got everything in there that they need, and the tubs are clear, so they get, you know, ample daylight and obviously nighttime as well. So the colubrids are a little bit more active, so I generally put more stuff in there. This bedding, absolutely love it. It's lignocell, and it holds burrows really well. So I always try to put some natural stuff in for them to crawl and climb on. Stones and wood for them to rub up against when they're shedding. He just has one water bowl because he's not a species that needs a lot of humidity. I think he's down here somewhere hiding. Oh, he was. I don't know where he is now. Don't know. He's in there somewhere. I felt it move. Anyway. So they spend most of their time hiding, to be honest. Not hiding, just burrowing. So you can put as much stuff in as you want, but actually with this bedding they generally like to just burrow and stay hidden. So it's similar in the hognose snakes, but we'll take a look at those guys now. So I got these two out just so it's a little bit easier to see, because they're in smaller kind of tubs but in the rack. This is Red Riding Hood's enclosure this side. Quite simple, I suppose, but it's got everything in that she needs. They rarely use hides and stuff actually. They are always buried. She's under here somewhere. I'm not going to mess around with her too much because she's just been fed. I can just see a little tongue down there somewhere. Yeah, she's just been fed, so I'm not going to mess around with her. But they're always burrowing. They rarely... See a little tunnel down here somewhere. Down there. Yeah, they're always... He's only out because I've annoyed him and he's come out to see me. Hello. Being a very convincing cobra, as you can see. He doesn't open his mouth, it's all bluff. He's a big bluffer. But he's just trying to tell me to leave him alone, really, which I will in a minute. I buy the lignocell in big bags like that, as you can see. I buy it in bulk. It's quite expensive. It's expensive in comparison to stuff like aspen, but it's really good. I love the way how it holds their burrows. The burrowing snakes really like it. Although he doesn't look very grateful at the moment, does he? He'd normally be buried, but I've just disturbed him by getting the tub out, so he'd normally be away. You can put as little or as much stuff in here as you want, really, but they don't generally use it. As I've said, they're normally underneath burrowing, so it's more for our pleasure, I would say, than theirs, because we make it look pretty, but it doesn't really bother them. So these are the Brazilian Rainbow Boa enclosures. So yes, they are in a rack, but as you can see, they have got everything that you would have in a vivarium. So the only difference is this is plastic and it will maintain a better level of humidity than a wooden enclosure. So these guys are pretty active. They come out a lot at night. Obviously they are nocturnal. The main difference that I have in the enclosure for these guys is that I will have 2 water bowls. So I'll always have one on the hot side, one on the cold side, and then there's stuff for them to climb on, obviously hides. Now if I put a hide on the hot side, they don't generally use it. These guys don't need to be as hot as some of the pythons, so I generally keep their hides a little bit further back from the hot spot, just so like this third of the tub will be hot, and this 2/3 will be cooler. So I'll put kind of half on, half off, and then they decide where they want to go. Roxy at the moment is hiding under here. She's fat and full with a big mouse that she's eaten. So she's on the warmer bit because she's digesting at the moment. And Badger is, yeah, he's hiding in here. He quite likes that. So he's in there. Hi, darling. Look at these lovely, you can see why they're called Rainbow Boas now. Look at the colour of that. Hello. They're beautiful animals. So yeah, this is how, and then obviously every kind of couple of days I'll come in and just give it a spray down. Just make sure that the spray bottle is in the right, yeah, so I'll just mist it down like this every couple of days, just to make sure that it stays nice and humid in there for them. They do like to be a little bit more humid than other species, so yeah, and that's that really. So I'm also going to mist Raven and Reggie because they are both in shed. So I did give them a good douse down yesterday, but I will just do a little bit more, just because if you keep them nice and humid when they're in the shed, then they don't have any issues. Hi, Reg. Yeah, it's still quite damp in there from yesterday, but we'll give them a little bit more, won't hurt. There we go. Sorry, darling. Put him away. So I thought we'd have a quick look at the eggs. So let's take the lid off. Get rid of that. Let's do a quick temperature. Maybe a tiny bit hot. But as you can see, got some decent veins. Yeah, decent veins. Which is pretty cool. And this one, when I looked in the other day, some water had dripped on the top. So there's a little bit of, it's gone a bit clear on the top. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. I'm going to dry it off again in a minute because it looks like it's done it again. Little embryo in there. And some decent veins. And what I'm going to do is just dig down to the bottom and just see. It's probably not as wet as I would like down there. So what I'm going to do is just grab a bottle of water out of the incubator. So this is the third box. Let's see what temps we've got here. 88, 88. So I'm going to add a bit of water again. And the reason I'm using the bottles from the incubator is obviously they are at the right temperature. So you wouldn't want to be putting cold water in here. So again, just like half a bottle all the way around. Still got some decent veins. Yep. They're cool. Good. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Just a quick insight into some of the enclosures. Quick look at the eggs. Obviously that will be a lot better when I've got hygrometers in each tub, because I'll be able to just open the door, make sure they're humid enough, double check the temperature, and I won't have to take the tubs out, so that'll be really good. So we'll be doing regular updates on those. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you like it, subscribe if you want to, share it if you think you know people that are reptile freaks like me, and I'll see you again.
You're only one. You choose it, don't lose it, don't let confuse it. Only then you'll be God.